All right, all right. It's the one and only DJ Big Daz, aka Professor Hood. I got my man Sean McGee in the building. What up, Sean?
Yes, y'all. What's happening, man? Good to see you, Des, in this COVID, man. At least we can reach out each other, touch each other from a distance, man. How you?
Good, man. Good, man. Blessed. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stay healthy and all that. You know what I mean? Everything
Yeah.
is good. You? Everything good on your end?
Same, man. Same. Look, this staying healthy is more than a notion, man, because there's been a lot of times where I done got to my car and had to go back to the house because I forgot my mask.
Oh,
So, serious business.
yeah. I keep a couple extra ones in the car just because of that.
It's
So I don't
right.
have to worry about it. I got disposable. I always double up too, side
Yeah.
but I wear two masks. So I
Hmm.
wear a disposable one and a cloth one on top of that. And I've been doing that since
Right.
March of last year. So I
Okay.
keep the disposables in the car and I keep a couple extra cloths in the car too. So I
Yeah.
can make sure if I forget whatever, it doesn't even matter. I got it in the car. You know what I
Yeah. It
mean?
was
So
obviously been working, man. Good job.
yeah. Thank you. Same, man. We got to do it. Got to try to stay healthy, man.
Yeah.
So we doing, a celebration, man. Congratulations on the new album, man. Just releasing the album. So this is like, a virtual release party. You know what I mean? It's not the
Yeah.
typical, we'd have loved to be at a venue and really get this thing popping, but we got to do it how we do it, man. So, I'm glad we're able to connect like this and use the platforms we have. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. I agree 100%. Something is better than nothing, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I know well, actually, nothing comes from me; it'll come from you. So, tell everybody before we even get started, just the name of the band, and then the name of the album, and then we'll go ahead and proceed.
Yeah, for sure. So, of course, I'm Sean McGee. I'm the MC and guitarist for the DC area based adult contemporary hip hop band Black History. The name Black History ascends from the desire to want to make music that's so important that it one day is regarded as Black History. The name of the album is Or Does It Explode, which is a line from the Langston Hughes poem Harlem. It took a lot to make the album, right? And so when we refer back to the poem, what happens to a dream deferred? Does it drop like a raisin in the sun? Or the last line, or does it explode? We hoping that it explodes.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's one of my favorite, writers, man. His pen game. So yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a former English teacher, so the whole poetry and all that. But yeah, Langston's one of my favorite poets, so that's dope. I didn't know that that's where that came from, so I like the correlation, man. That's dope.
Yeah,
Before we even go any further, man, let's tell them about us too, as far as like our connection. That's a funny story too, man.
for
Um,
sure, man.
it's been like what 12 years or something like that. I've known you for about 12 years.
It has to be at least 12 years there.
Okay. Um,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think the
because that
party was at the Hyatt. Was it the Hyatt right Regency? I think way up top. I think.
Yep, it was the top floor
Hmm.
that event, and that was for Host DC. So that was
Yeah.
Jay Ford,
Hmm.
Rashad,
Hmm.
Rita,
Hmm.
um, Keith.
Hmm.
Was it those? Is those four? Those four, right? I
I
think.
believe so. Rashad is the one that I know because that's how I got the invitation because Rashad, I guess, had posted it on Facebook or something like that, and Rashad and I went to Morgan together. The Morgan State University, 1700 East Coast Spring Lane, Baltimore, Maryland.
All right. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Shout out to Morgan.
For
Um,
sure, for sure.
So, I did a few events for them, but I'm cool with Jay, Jay Ford.
Uh-huh.
I ended up
Uh-huh.
being cool with all four of them, but I was cool
Mhm.
with Jay. But yeah, so that was in that hotel. What was that? Up in Alexandria, Crystal City, right? Something
It
like
was
that.
in Crystal City, but I mean, yo, we gotta shout out other people. The event was so dope. It was called Adult Recess, and it had all the games. We are Gen Xers, and it had all the games from our childhood there. Anything you could think of, Connect Four, Nintendo, all that stuff was there, and it was a
That was
great
dope.
time. And you was killing that night too.
That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. But yeah, so I do remember, man. I remember rocking, man. I know we was zoning out. We was zoning out,
Hmm.
man.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
do remember
Hmm.
you coming over, man. You getting your two step on. I played something. I remember. I don't even know what it was, man. It's crazy, the memories that we keep.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
remember playing something, and I remember you being like, "Oh, like you was there." You know what I'm saying?
That's
So that was
right.
dope. And I remember you came and shouted me out, and then,
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact words, but I remember you shouting me out because you was rocking and you was loving the
Yeah.
music vibe. You know what I'm saying? So, and we've been cool ever since.
That's
So,
right, man. That's right. And like you was very humble when I shouted you out. You know what I'm saying? Appreciative of it. And as a matter of fact, for however long I stayed at the party that night, because my wife was even with me, but however long I stayed at the party that night, I stayed by you the rest of the night, and you ain't had no problem, man. You let me look at the records that you was getting ready to play, and we chatted and all that stuff, man. It was just cool, man. Really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It was dope. It was dope, man. I know. I did a couple of those recess parties for them, man. That was a
Hmm. Hmm.
great event, man. Shout out to all of them, man. That was just a dope vibe. I talked to Jay a couple months ago. I told him, I said, man, we need that, man. After all this
Right.
COVID mess, man, we need that.
That's
You know what I'm
right, man.
saying? Where, grown folks just get out and just to release, man, it's something different. It's not just a straight party. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Everybody who wanted to play the games and vibe out. Some people just chill, other people danced
That's
all
right.
night. You know what I mean? So it was something for everybody. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So yeah, that was a dope vibe. But back to us, back to us,
Yeah.
back to the music. So give us a little bit of history on Black history. You know what I mean? Like how long, has the band been in effect, that type of thing, just so we have a little background info on the band.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I would say Black History probably started, I want to say 2005 or six. At the time, you used to be an English teacher. At the time, I was teaching English and history through the special education program, and I was teaching summer school. So a guy who had come to my church where I was playing guitar at the time, he had interviewed for for the drum position there. Two guys interviewed. So the guy that didn't get the drummer's position, he was a student at the summer school where I was teaching. So I saw him there and I was like, hey man, what you doing here? And he was like, man, I'm in summer school. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then I said, well, what you doing with yourself musically? We chatted a little bit, found out he wasn't doing much. I said, when you graduate, let's talk about forming, getting up together and forming a band. He said, cool. So I had already had the name of the band and everything like that. When he completed summer school, we got together, started playing in his mother's basement and stuff like that.
Mm.
I'll spare you the details of every single member coming along, but he stayed in the band for a couple years, right? And then he kind of, he wasn't in the band anymore. But the drummer that took his place was the drummer that got the job at my church that he didn't get. You know what I mean? Who stayed in the band now he had stayed in the band for probably 7, 8 years, a long time. And so, through that 7 to 8 years, different guys matriculated through, different ladies matriculated through, and to the point where I consider Black History more of a federation where people who are their own entities come together to form Black History, and to play the songs, right? But you can also see them with other bands and on their own as well.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. I like that move. I like that movement, man. That whole concept. I did something similar, with the whole
Mhm.
critics movement. I got the shirt on, but everybody, all of
Yeah,
us DJs, we were doing the same thing. That we were all rocking, in
yeah,
our own entities and doing our thing, and we formed like Voltron to try to do something dope, man. So that's
that's
dope.
right.
That same wave, you know what I mean? You on that same wave.
That's
Um,
right.
Before we jump into the music, just last quick question. Can
Yeah.
you give them some background, give the people some background info on like the concept for the album? We're here in a second, we'll jump into that, but just, kind of give people, you know, just some background, a little bit of background on this album.
No, yeah, for sure, man. So you know, here's what I wanted to do, Des, and I want to say that this is my opinion. So before anybody get mad with me, just know I already caveated this saying it's my opinion. But where I saw hip hop going, both sonically and lyrically, I felt like it needed to be rejuvenated, right? It needed a shot in the arm because I felt like, we had kind of plateaued in a lot of ways. And I thought the best way to do that is to go backwards. So you hear a lot of classic sensibilities on the album. Like, for example, all the strings that you hear, those real strings. Those are real guys and ladies who played that in the Federation of Black History. When you hear that texture, that sounds like tape, it's because we've recorded it on tape. That's not to say that we didn't do any digital aspects of it, but I tried to do as much of what Earth, Wind and Fire or Chic or any of those bands that I really, really respected and loved would do. And when I think about the Sugar Hill Gang and Curtis Blow and those guys, when they would show up to do a show, they was playing with a live band. You know what I mean? So the live band sensibilities obviously are a great part of the album. But also, again, that those classic sensibilities just also come from being a Gen Xer and wanting to put the 70s and 80s on the album to say, hey man, this is how I grew up. Let's talk about it through sonically. Let's talk about it.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
We'll jump right into it, man. We'll jump into the first joint. Big shout out to OJ in the building. We see you up in here. Salute.
Okay, big shout out to my brother.
All right, so after we play a joint, then we'll just get some authentic feedback. And just so everyone knows, this is my first time hearing it, so I wanted it to be that authentic. And Sean, so you'll see authentic reactions from myself and then anybody else who pops into the Zoom. But I just wanted it to be that, you know what I mean? So this is my first reaction to it because the only thing I did was check to make sure it played. The very first song, I let it play for a couple seconds to see if it played, and that was it. You know what I mean? So I downloaded and I have it here. It's queued up, ready to rock. Let's get into the first joint, and then you can tell us a little bit about the joint, and then we can give you some authentic feedback on it.
For sure.
All right, let's rock. Let's rock.
All right.
I'm gonna switch over. When I do, just give me a thumbs up and make sure it sounds good volume-wise, but I'm gonna switch over to it.
down with you. You can tell me how it sound to you.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Before you even tell, give us any background on a particular song, man, I just want to say that took me back, man. That took me back to my childhood, man. It has that type of vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, musically, we've connected musically, from that night that we met. So I know the kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying? But that has that very soulful,
Right.
It's funny, right before we started, we were talking about like that, almost that Philadelphia sound.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's exactly what that was sounding like, man. I can see that, like a skating rink, somebody getting down, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, it had that vibe, man. And so, sonically, what you may not know, Sean. So I have a production and engineering background. I think you know about the production, but engineering. So
No, I didn't know about the engineer.
My undergrad degree is actually in production and engineering. So sonically, man, that joint sounds nice too, man. So I was sitting really trying to vibe. I like the warmth that you were speaking about too, man. You know what I'm saying? So, sonically that sounds real nice too, man. It has that warm feeling. It got some nice depth to it. And just, with my other hat on, man, I heard some stuff I can sample in there too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's just a little bit of, first reaction from myself. You know what I mean? OJ, I'm not sure if you want to jump in. If you want to jump in, just let us know. But Sean, just give us a little background on that.
Yeah, for sure. So I think really, man, what warms my heart is that what I tried to do, you got. And that ain't always easy, man. When you come up with a song, you hope that it resonates with people the way you think it's going to, but you don't always know. So it's a 50-50 chance. So I'm glad it has resonated. That's one. Number two, that song started out as an instrumental. We've been playing that song for years and years and years with no words. But in true to Sean McGee form, before we went to record it, next thing you know, we got words to it, and now we trying to learn words and trying to do all those things. And also, there's a line dance that goes along with it too. So it's a bunch of stuff. Yeah. And so, we'll see what happens with folks. So that block party kind of feel that you got from it is exactly where we were going with it. But the other thing I want to say that before we get too far, and I'm not trying to derail the conversation at all, but to go back a little bit, the fact that when we say that you are hearing this for the first time and this is live, this is beautiful, man. This is a very vulnerable position that folks don't always want to be in, because we gotta take it. If you don't really feel a song, it's gonna show, and then we have to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And in today's climate, man, this is what's needed, because you can't get better without authenticity, and that's what we present right today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, Sean, and we spoke about it when you first, hit me up about the project. If I'm not feeling the joint, I'm not feeling the joint. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's all opinion.
Right.
It's all opinion. So, I know you respect that. And so
that's right.
That's why it was all love as far as setting this up for us to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, if I'm not, and if I'm not feeling it, that doesn't mean anything's wrong with it. It may just not be my vibe. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Every vibe is not for everybody.
That's right.
I know you appreciate and respect that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. I don't think OJ wants to jump in, so we go ahead and jump into the next joint.
All right.
Ooh, this my jam.
I'm this nice with the pen that my rhymes start making people learn the words of songs again. Many you like, where you been? I never left. I've been waiting for my chance to get in. You look a little thin. I was eating them seeds, they got whacked. I started fasting. I remember as a child, the competition was wild. To be the best, you had to swim upstream like the Nile. Those days are past, the playing field is trash. They ain't in it for the love, they in it for the cash. I'm from a different generation that rose from the basement with a little more age and a lot more patience. With sacrifice and skills stand adjacent. Pregnant with passion from the love that we making. Regional dialect can't be mistaken for a pose of possession, a poet plain faking, and it comes so naturally. That's why the whole world's after me. But if you think about it practically, it was hard work actually. Baby, I do this here masterfully. Delivering their line bashfully. Cause I'm an MC's MC. Say what? I give it all till I'm empty. Word up. Facts of fiction. My range uncontained from Mount Kilimanjaro to the Mason-Dixon. From the Middle Passage to the crucifixion, the top is carefully woven inside my diction. It's at this very spot that I break tradition, placing the whole world into my jurisdiction. Flesh is weak, but the spirit quickened by the man, the music, and always the mission. As I look back, with anything it took back plenty. Chances few, but mistakes are many. Looking for one better, I doubt you'll find any. Ain't got no reason to lie, cause the truth lies in me. My thoughts are free. Keep your penny. I grew up on Earth, Wind, Rakim, and Lil Benny. I'm well-rounded. So much so the world can never break me. Only hope to bend me, and it comes so naturally. That's why the whole world's after me. But if you think about it practically, it was hard work actually. Baby, I do this here masterfully. Delivering their line bashfully. Cause I'm an MC's MC. Say what? I get it all till I'm empty. Word up. So in my usual vein, I use this verse to explain the reason I came and decided to tease your brain. Cause all is not lost, it's not. And if you really know the music, you shouldn't be shocked. Waited a long time for this meeting of the minds. Where good music will prevail, prepared with rough rhymes. Mixed in a pot on top of burning desire. Took to hip-hop shelters, passed out in soup lines. My DMV's finest, yes, and what do I want? To represent it and return the funk. Kids used to say to me, Mr. McGee, you wild trying to make things the way they used to be. Some say that I'm disgruntled, and maybe they right. I'm here to prove as you get older, you don't stop liking music. You stop finding music to like. Aight? That's my story, I'm sticking to it all day and all night. And it comes so naturally. That's why the whole world's after me. But if you think about it practically, it was hard work actually. Baby, I do this here masterfully. Delivering their line bashfully. Cause I'm an MC's MC. Say what? I give it all till I'm empty. Word up.
Let's go.
All right. Yo, you know what?
Okay.
So that's the first joint. That's the first time I'm really hearing you spitting. That's the first joint that I really heard you spit on.
Okay.
You know, it was crazy. You know what I was thinking?
What?
If anybody wants to know what your influences are, listen to this song. It's like
I agree.
bits and pieces of all your musical influences in this one joint.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So if anybody is curious, just play it. If they want to say, if anyone says, "Hey, Sean, who are some of your musical influences?" Hold on, let me play this track for you real quick.
Exactly.
You can hear it all, man. You can hear the funk. You can hear like the Afrocentric, the Afro type of vibe. You can hear some jazz elements, man. You can hear some earlier hip hop, and you can hear some '90s hip hop. you can hit, like it's all in there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all in one joint. So that's dope. That's dope that you can hear. So yeah, just keep that on deck if anybody asks who are your musical influences, man. That's a nice job, man. And then I like how I went left field toward the end. I'm a big fan of musical change-ups too. You know,
That's right.
so even some of my beats, and we got to vibe, and so I can really let you hear some of the recent stuff that I'm doing. But like halfway through the joint, I'll go left field on you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're like, hold up, what just happened? Like, yo, this is a little journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. You know,
Right.
I like that. That creates movement. You know what I mean? So the whole journey is not stagnant. So
That's
yeah,
right.
that's a cool vibe though, man. That's a cool vibe. OJ
right.
looked like he was ready to chime in. So he was agreeing with what I was saying about your musical influences.
I was just agreeing. That's one of his tracks that you get all of his influences in one track. He has a nice, being from the DMV area, a nice go-go pocket beat. And then, even and he tells you in his rhymes, he tells you that, thoughts are free, keep your penny, grew up on Earth, Wind, Rakim and Lil Benny. So he even throws it at you. He letting you know this is me right here. So this is actually one of my favorite tracks, actually, of his.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. I like that. That's definitely, as it was playing, and I was just envisioning myself like driving, letting that rock, you know what I mean? So, so that was some feedback from us. So kind of tell us what your mind said. I think we kind of heard it, in the lyrics on that joint. You know what I'm saying? But just tell us a little bit, give us a little background on that joint.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I want to say is that's actually the first song that we recorded. And it was supposed to be the first song on the album. One of the last songs recorded was Triple Step. And what's a blessing to me is that having recorded that song probably, 14 years ago, 13, something like that, that I feel like it's still a vibrance to it. And I love that. That song, it went a little differently when we were first going to record it. And again, like I said, right before we went to record it, changed it up. And I felt like that made the change up made all the difference in the world, man.
Yeah, like I said, it definitely creates some motion, man. So, it ends up taking you, initially, like, while you're listening to it, boom, you in it, you know what I'm saying? You're spitting and all that. And then, like I said, you just keep going and it just takes you somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? So that's dope. It really, like I said, I love when music takes you on a journey, man. So, that kind of took me somewhere else. Because at first, in the pocket, I go-go for it. So I'm glad OJ mentioned that too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it started, in the pocket had that vibe, but, then the change up really just took you somewhere else, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. All
Beautiful.
right, let's jump into track 3. Let's go ahead.
Track 3.
Nah, it's not that I'm trying to be lazy. That's what I'm trying to say. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I can see it inside your look. You wish I was a little bit taller, a little debonair, a little bit better at acting like I cared about stuff that has nothing to do with us. I care about your safety and the feel of your touch. Girl, let's cut the ish and let's get to the crux. I care about how much we bust. These things seem to pass you. When you mad, the best thing that happened to you, now the worst thing you ever had in limbo. About whether to stay or leave. The grass looks greener, it's all the same seed. Please believe. I may not be the best, but I am what you got. Not the most sensitive, but I am the rock. All the best cook, but I watch the pop, baby. I am here, I am what you got. Not the most wealthy, but I work the hardest. Intellectual or even the smartest. I can't take you everywhere, but I push you the farthest. And girlfriend, that's a lie. Now when we met, I told you what you see is what you get. Don't let the hype rule you or the smooth taste fool you. You did both, now we in our current state between love and addiction, chance and fate. We act fake. I wish one would just come real with it. I don't know how either of us deal with a relationship. We don't know what's meant to be, contemplating making a mistake of the century. We built walls around the heart, but change happens slow. When you know better, you do better. You're free to go. So walk right out the door. Before you do, there's one more thing I think you should know. 'Cause I don't really want you to leave, so don't split. I may not be the best, but I am what you got. Not the most sensitive, but I am the rock. Or the best cook, but I watch the pie, baby. I am here, I am what you got. Not the most wealthy, but I work the hardest. Intellectual or even the smartest. I can take you everywhere, but I push you the farthest. And girlfriend, that's a lie. Summer breeze makes you feel fine. How did we get back to that time? To keep past mistakes out, I might not got the answer in this rhyme. Not perfect, but you perfect for me. Came at the perfect time, we fit perfectly. The perfect soldier, the crown, the perfect shoulder. Perfect is in the eye of the beholder. We not kids, we gotten a little older, and the whole world has gotten a little colder. Battle the frost, but not all that we lost, but all that we gained. Think about it, count the cost. And when we done, back till we run. And when we finish, our love will diminish. This is real, this is life. This is forgiveness. I bear witness, this is serious business. I may not be the best, but I am what you got. Not the most sensitive, but I am the rock. Or the best cook, but I watch the pie, baby. I am here, I am what you got. Not the most wealthy, but I work the hardest. Intellectual or even the smartest. I can take you everywhere, but I push it the farthest. And girlfriend, that's a lie.
All right. Yo, I want to see y'all play this one live. Yeah, I wanna be at a venue, man, when y'all playing that one live, man, because I think that one, the vibe on that one is dope. The vibe on that is dope. The instrumentation is on that is dope, man. The horns came in crazy, but I really want to hear that live, man. Just the way that bass was moving, you know what I'm saying? I wanna hear that live. So we gotta connect, you know, once all this COVID craziness is going, you know, is over.
Right.
Over that joint, I'm gonna have to come out, make sure I'm in a good spot so I can, you know, hear and feel that, man. You know,
Yeah.
I like that vibe, man. I like that vibe. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Well, you know, at the change comes, the nuance comes in the chorus. It switches a little bit from the verse. And so what we have here is a Caribbean, my attempt at making a, you know, Caribbean type vibe, but then doing the chorus, what I was trying to do was create a small house vibe. So you know, and I feel like that's kind of like how relationships are, right? During the one part of it is smooth sailing, but then another part, you know, it's a whole different vibe, and you got to be able to bend with the wind and sway with the bush to maintain the relationship, which is what the song is kind of about too.
Okay. You know what that took me to, man? It's funny. I was thinking, without the lyrics, aside from the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? It kind of took me, like, I could hear that on one of the blaxploitation joints. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had that vibe early on. That's kind of what I was thinking early on. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hold up, like, I can hear this. Like, this might have been in the Mac, or, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? Just the instrumentation on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where that took me initially. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about that too when the joint first started. You know, I say within like the first minute or so, I was like, yo, that's where my mind was. It took me back to that. You know what I mean? I watched a lot of those movies, so you know, it put me in that vibe. Like, you know, the instrumentation that they used on those, a lot of those songs for those movies. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, I think the beautiful thing, if I could say so myself, I think listeners for this album can fall in love with the music and not hear the lyrics until later. I feel like there's so much going on with the instrumentation that you could get to the lyrics later, man. And I don't have a problem with that, man. I don't.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. And then, that's something that creates that want to hear it again. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that's where I was. I was lost in that. I was wild out on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, in all honesty, I can't tell you what you was rhyming about. I know it was a nice, you know what I'm saying? But I know I was in the, because I'm just a musical dude anyway. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
So it's funny. That's what with most songs, that's what I'll listen to first. So
Exactly.
I'll catch the lyrics and all that stuff later. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But initially, that's what I'm listening to anyway, music. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like that vibe though, man. I like that vibe.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Now, all I want to say is before you go into the next one, talked about the Mac. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right. And what's funny too is when I just got my iTunes open or whatever to play the joint, and when I looked and I saw 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Okay, let's see what that's about.
Do we take a bathroom break? I don't know. Yeah.
All right, let's jump to it.
All right.
I need to live a little. Dwelling on my pain became overkill. It came to me like a genius thought. If I kept kicking at the scabs, how could I expect to heal? So I kept it real with myself. I'm all I was given, I would never get nobody else. So stop waiting at the door for a new improved model of me and fall in love with Sean McGee. Peace finally. The last 20 years been like a civil war inside of me. People like I never knew. I'm one way in the public, but I can never lie to me. Constantly reminding myself of my failures, but never all that I could be. Wake up, splash some water on your face. Wake up, I know it's all that I can take. Face up, I know you wanted me to make a fool out of me, but I never gave you the satisfaction. I see that's right. It's become my new mission in life to live it. Instead of a right, I consider it a privilege. Every day a new poem. I wrote in 24 hours, I write one each dawn. I know the past will eat you up if you never let it go. I'm trying hard to release it, it's gonna take some effort though. Dismayed cause I haven't accomplished all I set out to, I was to run this. The difference between God's plan and man, I didn't before, I think now I understand. I have been given the gift to flow from my lips. Others have received the same, but they weren't equipped. That's not to say I ain't tripping, think I might quit, but I never loosen my grip. Wake up, splash some water on your face. Wake up, I know that's all that I can take. Face up, I know you wanted me to make a fool out of me, but I never gave you the satisfaction of seeing me break. To live is a downtime, so I get a little better prepared with each rhyme. Ladies and gentlemen, please know the rules. Don't touch the mic if you haven't paid your dues. Decide on the path to choose. Pray when you get confused. Life's a fight, you more than like get bruised and touched by an angel until the wealth is smooth. Pain produce material success, longevity. Y'all feeling the rest if I have nothing else to give. I offer you the chance to live. Your wrongs down, your rights up. Spilled milk can't be wiped up, so get a rag and give it what you have. And give it what you have. Wake up, splash some water on your face. Wake up, I know that's all that I can take. Face up, I know you wanted me to make a fool out of me, but I never gave you the satisfaction of seeing me break.
What you think?
Know that joint. Y'all went in, man. Yo, there's so many different vibes in that joint, man. There's so many vibes. Yo, I was digging it. I was vibing out, and you know, cause you saw my reaction when I don't know. We was like 4 minutes into the joint, man,
Mhm.
and when y'all went left field, and I guess that was you on guitar.
Yeah, sure.
And
But I think, are you sure you talking about guitar or you talking about bass?
nah, it was a guitar and bass, right? It was a guitar and bass playing together.
Yeah.
So you were on guitar, and then somebody
I'm on
else,
guitar.
huh?
I'm on guitar.
Yeah. And then whoever was on video, that yeah. Oh yeah, that's a vibe, man. That's a vibe. You know what's crazy?
Mm.
And I don't even remember the first half of the song now because of, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to that a few times. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, yeah, it was crazy. I really don't remember the first half of the joint, man, because which I did in the second half of the joint, man. I need to hear that live too, man. I need to hear that live. You know what that made me think of too, man?
What?
I think I told you one. So one of my partners plays the bass. So shout out to my boy Nate Jones.
You did. Mm-hmm.
So he's one of my favorite bass players. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm fortunate to see him since we went to college together too. We went to undergrad.
Right.
So I got to see him grow and mature in the bass, man. But like, yo, I know there's a bass face. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when the basses are getting busy, man, I can picture my boy playing that, you know what I mean, with the bass face ride, ride the bass. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's dope though, man. Musically, that's dope. That's dope, man. That's
Yeah,
dope.
man. Yeah, thank you, man.
That's crazy. That took me. So I'm gonna have to listen to that a few times. Like I said, really, I'm gonna have to listen just to hear what the first half was about again. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't know what was that like 3.5, 4 minutes in. You know when y'all changed it up.
Yeah. yeah. And you know, that to me, that you talk about that Afrocentric vibe, right? That the Africa. See, I feel like, man, that's my duty to put Africa in everything that we do, man. And I feel like it came through so wonderfully on this song. You know, just who we are, man, as a people, and then the other influences of what we became musically after we got here, but how we still didn't lose, you know, our Africanness in that. You know, I think that's the display of Wake Up. For sure.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And I heard a whole lot of influences in that joint too. You know what I'm saying? Not just the Afrocentric, not just the hip hop, but the funk, again, the jazz, the soul, that 70s soul, you know, funk vibe, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I hear all of that in there. I hear all of that.
I feel like after you hear that song, the commercial should come on that says, "No, my brother, you've got to get your own." That's
yeah, man. Yeah, there was some of everything in there too, man. That's heavy. That's a heavy joint. That's a heavy joint, man. Yeah, I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that, man.
Thank you.
All right, let's jump to the next joint, man.
Oh, okay.
Jump to the next joint. Oh, unless you had anything else to say about that.
No, man. I feel like, man, that's a long song. That's heavy, man. You can't talk too much about it because it's talking on its own. So
yeah.
Cool.
And I will say again, man, you know, and this is just my other hat. When I make something from that, I'm gonna send it to you.
I can't wait to hear it, man. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sample something from that for sure, man. There's so much in there, man. You know, so shout out to, you know, all the samplers out there, my whole Beatdown crew. I know when some of them hear this, they're gonna be like, oh, okay. All right, sure. Number 5. We're gonna jump into number 5.
5. Okay, gotcha.
On the road to success in the race for the cure, we duel to the death, we strive to endure. We keep ourselves from all that's impure. Sully Road only knows one way. I knew that I would make it one day, but that's not what this one's about. I'm disappointed in the route we travel. Walked a million miles on gravel and came too far to watch it pop unravel. Understand I'm a grown man. I don't care about the watches on your hands or the freaks you can land. I care about getting equity out of a house and 50% of black youth dropping out. But what do I know? A lot. You spent your 15 seconds of fame telling the world about what you got. That's what we used to do in 82. We were bosses then. Somebody should have told you. Don't get me started on them young boys. I got ample names I could drop. Your show should be canceled, but I'ma take the high road and not ramble. Let me walk through the talk and lead by example. I send it here from the year 88. If you don't know what I'm saying, then get the heck out of my face. You obviously out of place, so turn your mic off, sit your butt down and give my ears a break. Face the music. Face the music. Face the music. Face the music. I've been writing on a pro level since age 16. I'm over 2 times that now, I mean. I can let you assume that I'm dope, but I prove so you know it ain't room for no hope. Beyond the beltway, emerge a champion with 3 horsemen to forge a stampede. Gave me the chance to follow my lead, you didn't. Now you're hoping the reps intervene, but what? You can't stop real hip-hop, cause it meshed with everything from jazz to rock. While we hear ladies and gents, cause they wouldn't repent. They want all of us true followers, dollars and cents. They would sell their souls so their records turn gold, leaving the indigenous out in the cold. With no regard for the way it unfolded, in the end couldn't tell you what none of it meant. Face the music. Face the music. Face the music. Face the music. So now you want a truce. After you rip the MC from the mic and the tree from the roots, I don't think it could happen that way. We owe royalties that you must pay. Left us with images we must slay. Yeah, you might get out one day, but not till the damage has been restored. Producer stop sampling and learn some chords. Then I might reduce your sentence if you agree to let us be and lead the business. Cause on the road to success in the race for the cure, we duel to the death, we strive to endure. We keep ourselves from all that's impure. You should've known what you was in for, boy. You should've known that you was in for war. You should've known what you was in. Face the music. Face the music.
That was a vibe. That was a vibe until. Taking shots at me, man. What's up, man? Oh man.
I should have told you that was coming, but it wouldn't have been. If I'd have told you it was coming, you couldn't have been prepared for that.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. Hey,
Oh man.
I know a couple chords, man, but I love them. That's an art in itself, man. So.
Look. Okay, look. Check it out. I ain't saying it's not, and this is a great conversation for us to have. So let me start here by saying, man, that's how I started making music, man. I started from sampling. You know what I mean? And my first records in the '90s were from sampling. So what happened to me is as I got better on guitar, then I began to evolve musically. The essence of what I'm trying to say with that line is this. If we don't create anything new, then we'll plateau with all of our musical knowledge, all of our, it's hard to take the music further. At this point, we got 3 generations of cats who actually can't play an instrument. So sampling is cool, and it was the way that I cut my teeth. But my question with that song is that what we were supposed to stop?
I could dig it. I could dig it. I could definitely dig it. You know, like I said, man, you know, it's a creative zone to it. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I sample everything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, like I got a joint, man, where I sampled a quartet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A vocal quartet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I
Right.
made some hip hop out of that. You know, what I
Right.
mean? I made like a
Right.
straight boom bap. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you know, that's just it's crazy. Like that's just part of how my mind works. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Like I hear stuff and I'm like, oh, like I could take this little smidgen,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying, and make a whole new joint. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that, you know, that's definitely, you know, a level of creativity. But I feel what you're saying though, as far as you know, being able to add more to it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, not just stopping there, but you know, like I said, shout out to all my samplers though. That for sure is an art. You know what I'm saying? And I know you appreciate that too.
Yeah. But here's the other thing I want to say too, not but in addition, um, I'm going to include you with this, but I'm also including our colleagues, our sampling colleagues. What sampling made you and what sampling made me, if I could say, was terrific arrangers, because that's really what you doing. You taking some music already and changing it around back to front, front to back, sideways, and that's really what arrangers are, man. So arrangers. I mean, what would Earth, Wind, and Fire be without the great Charles Stepper?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's room for us. I just don't want samplers to think that. So since I'm talking about creating live music, then I'm saying samplers don't have no, you know, they don't have no room in here. No, what I'm saying is that I don't know if you've ever thought about how great of arrangers you are, how you could go and sit in with a band and rearrange what they've done and it'd be beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a piece of it for sure, you know what I'm saying? And there's no but. In addition, like you said, in addition, you know, it's a little deeper than that. And I, you know, and the reason why I say that is because, man, I watched, so you know, a person who's like, he's a master, he's a genius, is Knox. So I'm not sure. If you're not familiar with his name, you're familiar with his work because he did a lot of stuff for Buster and you know for everybody. So he's done a whole lot of stuff. But like, you know, it's the arranging piece is there, but it's so much more than just that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like literally taking a snippet and then doing something that's like, you know what I mean? So there's definitely some who are locked into that arranging, but then there's a lot more depth to it. You know what I'm saying? Than just that. And I would say even my own evolution as a sampler, a lot of early stuff that I was doing, it was really a lot more on the arranging side. You know what I mean? But where I'm trying to take it now is a little deeper than that, and I'll connect with you so you can see some of that stuff too.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, here's the but. But I'm still a fan of live music. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I always have been.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean? So, you know, that doesn't affect any of that.
No.
Like, you know, watch how I say this. I can play the drums. I'm not a drummer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a drummer. I don't pretend to be. I had to put that work in. You know, nowhere near that, but I can play the drum. You know, I can jump on the drum set and I can play. You know what I mean? But that's not my craft. That's not what I do. You know what I mean? You know, but like I said, there's so much more. You know what I mean? Like I watch video finger drummers. That's even whatever. We could go down that rabbit hole, man. I'm seeing dudes who are just finger drummers.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And what they're doing with just their fingers on the, you know. On the pad. I got my drum going. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy what's being done, man. You know what I mean? So I think there's a place for it all. You know what I'm saying? Because even though that's dope, you know, what drummers do is next level. You know what I'm saying? Sure. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, I think all of it is dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think all of it is dope. And so, you know, the creativity on both sides of the fence, you know what I mean? It's just crazy right now. So
that's right.
All right, let's jump into the next joint. All right, we jumping into number 6.
Let me hear you say, yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. Yo, baby, yo, baby. Let me hear you say, ow. Say, ow, ow. Let me hear you say, flow, baby, flow, baby, flow. Flow, baby, flow, baby. Let me hear you say, wow. Say, wow, wow. Come on. We make it sound better. 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 We make it sound better so you can get down better. Black history gon' make it sound better. We might as well get up, cause we ain't gonna let up. What if the sun plays a trick on us and never comes? Hides behind day in the cloak of Jamaican rum. And when called by his mother, he refuses to come cause he said he wasn't finished. Dancing with the sun, lovers swimming the abyss, reminiscing their first kiss. Crushed to find out this song is with the twist. Killed off the show, there'll be no next season. Shit when they're not awake in their sleep, wrestle with demons. Better wrestle with them than God. Giving affirming, nah. Give thanks for health, strength, and for keeping a job. Thin line between living your dreams and living facade. Head to the sky and that way we'll all be starved. Watch it unfold, real soul, shall we take a stroll? Wanna live forever, but hope that we never get old. While I tell the story of a muted people who struggled to make it home. Cold boy, though they was grown, I passed down tradition while remaining a Christian, realizing that it's best if we don't talk. Just let's say yo baby, yo baby, yo. Yo baby, yo baby. Let me hear you say ow. Say ow, ow. Let me hear you say flow baby, flow baby, flow. Let me hear you say wow. Say wow, wow. Come on, we make it sound better. make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better. We make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better. We make it sound better, so you listen forever. Black history gon' make it sound better. You might as well get up, we ain't gon' let up, let up, let up, let up. Reminds me of my childhood, where I learned to freestyle good. In the car with my brother playing trivia games with no buzzer. What will I be when I grow up? A rapper or a lover? A heavy load to tow. But since rap was love for me, figured I'd do both. Happy where I am and where I stand as a man. Planted by a river, my own biggest fan. There's people that be like, is that anonymous for real? The dude that used to live in Oxon Hill, they keep me tranquil. They remember when I used to sport a box. Rap music, I loved it then, I love it still. Ain't getting paid now, but I rap for far less. Captivated by the creative process. It's like an artist feels about shapes and objects. It's peace in the project. A love affair I have with the music. That's why it hurts when I see people abuse it. Their presentation's inconclusive. They say they love hip-hop, I say prove it. I'm a dedicated disciple using alliteration to change rap's current situation. I hope it moves the congregation, but I pray that the center receives the illustration. A whole lot to say in a few minutes to say it. Confidence supersedes your need to okay it. Complimentary rhymes from the full time, but malnourished mouth to see if he wasn't blind. Say yo baby, yo baby, yo. Let me hear you say ow. Say ow, ow. Let me hear you say flow baby, flow. Let me hear you say wow. Say wow, wow. Come on, we make it sound better. We make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better. We make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better. We make it sound better, so you listen forever. Black history gon' make it sound better. You might as well get up, cause we ain't gon' let up, let up, let up. Alright y'all, look it. The people in the front, let's go to work. The people in the middle, let's do the jerk. The people in the back, let's make it hurt. We want the whole crowd to go berserk. The people in the front, let's go to work. People in the middle, let's do the jerk. People in the back, let's make it hurt. We want the whole crowd to go berserk, cause we make it sound better. We make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better. We make it sound better so we can get that cheddar. We make it sound better. We make it sound better so you listen forever. Black history gon' make it sound better. You might as well get up, cause we ain't gon' let up. Yo baby, yo baby, yo. Let me hear you say ow. Say ow, ow. Let me hear you say flow baby, flow. Let me hear you say wow. Say wow, wow. Come on, we make it sound better. We make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better. We make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better. We make it sound better, so you listen forever. Black history gon' make it sound better. You might as well get up, we ain't gon' let up. Yo baby, yo baby, yo. Let me hear you say ow. Say ow, ow. Let me hear you say flow baby, flow. Let me hear you say wow. Say wow, wow. Come on, we make it sound better. We make it sound better, we make it sound better. We make it sound better.
All right. You know what's funny is I was gonna say it last joint, and then now this, but we got off on that sampling tangent. But it's funny. I could tell you that you never liked Rakim listening to you.
Can't stand him. I mean, man.
I'm not a fan of his at all.
Who is the guy? Really?
Nah, but like, you know, that's that Rakim cadence, all that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know what's dope, man? It's dope that this is very evident who, not necessarily who, but what your musical influences are. And on the last two joints, you could tell very heavily influenced by Rakim. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, the only thing for me that was a little out of pocket on that one was the yo baby, that you know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like he was like, let me throw a little bit of commercialism in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Still, it was a vibe. I vibed out to all of it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that was the only thing that stood out for me on the you know, on the weaker side, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said, it was like, you know, it was like I had a joint. He was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and throw some commercialism in there, so I know people remember it. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you know what I'm saying? So it seemed like that was kind of more of an afterthought on that project. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you are not the first person that said that. So I take that feedback, and the reason why it don't, you know, it didn't. I had no allergy to it because I had another candid conversation with one of my homeboys. You know, we kind of just reviewed all the work, right? And he said, you know, man, that's the only part, man. I for me, he said he mirrored the same thing that you said. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that song because people might feel that way, and some people might also feel that hear that familiarity and grasp onto it. So I'm gonna be interested to see what happens. For sure.
And you know what? I don't think it's going to be an or. I think it's going to be both. You know what I'm saying? I think some people will gravitate to it because of that, and some will be like, oh, you know, like, all right, well, you know, and despite that, I still like it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right, man. That's right. That's right. And see, you know, with this song, man, if I could say, this was the hardest song, man.
Oh yeah.
This was the hardest. Yes, man. You know what I'm saying? And other songs may seem like they were the hardest song, but this was the one because of all the changes and all that stuff. So it was the hardest one musically, but it was also the hardest one vocally, man, because I had to do things to fill up the space of all those different arrangements. So that Yo Baby, I thought kind of worked there, but man, it's just like we talked about a few songs ago. You just don't know, boss. You just don't know.
Right. Yeah. Now I feel you. Now let me ask. Yeah. I mean, because like I said, what my impression was that part came last, and you kind of just said it because it sounded like it was meant to be more of a filler in some of those spots. So is that you know accurate?
It came in the latter parts. I don't remember if it was last, but it certainly wasn't first. It certainly was not. So, you know, what you're saying, you know, really could hold weight, man. It wasn't first for sure.
Got you. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at the joint. We're just trying to keep in mind, you know what I'm saying, I'll go back to that. I'll go back to that.
Yeah, we can come. I mean, we can talk about it. Cool.
I'm trying to think of, you know, I was trying to keep in my mind what has been my favorite joint so far. So that's what I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hold on to that. So
okay.
That's why I said we'll come back to that. Once we finish all this, I'll tell you what it's
okay.
And this is all just off of first reaction. So for people who are just jumping in, I haven't heard the album. I'm listening to it for the first time live right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is all authentic first reactions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're scoring it as we go.
Yeah. Let's jump into number 7.
Yeah.
My childhood riddled with violence, and in an attempt to break the cycle, I'm breaking the silence. Flashback to 82, to a 2-bedroom apartment with records on the floor. One of my parents died and I can't name the culprit. It was different at times, put it on my pops by default, cause I was young in the mind. A recurring theme longer than I care to admit. Woke from a deep sleep to watch you get hit. We left one time, I was told to keep it a secret. Scared to hold it and scared of what would happen if I leaked it. Now as a grown man, I think about my life then and the pressure not to repeat the same sins. I blamed you both. I had a pain in my voice, you couldn't hear it when I spoke, cause at 5, in order to keep the peace, I shouldn't have had to call the police, but I didn't, it was wrong.
I ain't make the struggle, I'm just trying to juggle, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for what this may hurt, but yo, I live it.
I like to stop speaking, but I'm immersed in the moment to release. I escape through stereo components, don't tolerate slamming doors or yelling in my house. Get like a prisoner in the cell, I got to fight my way out to stay free. I recall your relationship and use the images as examples of what not to be. I ain't writing this hatefully, but on the contrary, to depict how the recklessness affected me. But this is all stuff you heard before. Ain't nothing new, it's nothing that's fabricated, it's nothing that's untrue, could be perceived as a shame. My catalyst for pain didn't ruin my moral fiber, only left me a stain. Look at the mountains I climbed, standing on pages of rhymes, my autobiography written one line at a time. You didn't always believe in me, which might have made me achieve, we'll see.
It's real. You can't make this kind of stuff up. I guess you could. But why?
Now in spite of the odds that I'ma live my life the same, I practice self-control to break the mold and change. Your blood runs through my veins and made me this man, of which I hope you're not ashamed. The world is my oyster, I'm now the voice of reason. I declared it to be so for as long as I'm still breathing. You raised the child that created the style for which the whole world is salivating and teething. My upbringing made me strong, made me weak, made me shallow, made me deep, made me ready to compete. Made me know when to duck, made me know when to leap, made me not accept defeat, made me hard to beat. It made me wise to the streets, made me never retreat. At times made me weak, made me hard as concrete. Are the things that I change? Yes, but I can't, so I live what I got left.
Yo, that's the realest joint in this album. I know it. I don't even have to listen to the rest of the album to know that. That's the realest joint in this album. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the vibe, man, it was such a smooth vibe on that, man. But I know I know this too. I know that joint is closest to you. I know that because you you put yourself in that. You know what I'm saying? So that's 100% authentic. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself into that, and I know when you wrote that, I know, you know what I'm saying? I used to write too, so
Yeah.
that's why I really started in the hip hop game, was writing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I stopped, really college years, but I know when you wrote that, you know what I'm saying? That's full of emotion. But also, man, that guitar solo too, man. You was talking to him on that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't think it's gonna change. I think that's my favorite joint on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like there's joints that I'm really feeling this, the music is real dope, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, there's a couple more joints where I could be swayed, but I think that's gonna be the most authentic joint on here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no fillers on there. There's none of that. Like, that's real heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? And I know, for us men anyway, it's not easy to just open up, you know what I'm saying, about things that we've experienced and things that we've done and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy for us. And really, I'll go a little deeper. Us as Black men,
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? That's not something that, you know, we really do. We just,
Right.
you know, we experience stuff and we just hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? And so, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's how we
Right.
do. So, you know, I know you know, you letting out some real personal stuff like that. You know what I mean? I already know. I already know. I'll let you go ahead and tell us, give us some background on that.
Listen, brother, and this is why you were supposed to be curating this, because you eloquently, wrapped up really what was going on and really, how the emotions went and all that. The thing that folks in the band have said to me, really, man, and if I could say this, man, without telling too much, but it's been folks that have really said to me thank you, because of that vulnerability. They not necessarily thank you because they needed a way for themselves to say it, but just thank you for providing a way for people to be vulnerable, man, on records, man. It's supposed to be vulnerable in our art, man, and that I was naked on that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know, there's not a lot of artists do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, you think of hip hop artists who've spoken about like their childhood and things that they've seen, and their fathers and their mothers and things like. You don't get a whole lot of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a very small percentage of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's emotional. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's emotional. And again, just us as a community, we don't really put a lot of that type of stuff out there. You know,
That's
what I'm saying? And we taught that as kids anyway. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and don't you be putting my business in the street?
Yeah, that's right though. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's better than our community, man. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really speak a lot about what goes on or went on in our households. You know what I mean? We don't speak about all that stuff. But it's what makes us us. You know what I'm saying? That's part of what makes us us. And I know that's part of that song. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, man, that's a vibe, man. That's a vibe.
But look, I'm so glad that you liked it, Dad. I really am, man. I think it did what it's supposed to do there.
Yeah, for sure. I think that'll resonate, with a lot of folks. You know what I'm saying? That authenticity alone will resonate with a lot of folks. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, we as a people, we don't. It's not that we're not authentic, but we don't put ourselves out there to that extent. You know what I'm saying? Not musically. We do it in a lot of other forms of art, but musically, we don't necessarily put ourselves out there like that.
Right. And you said, talk about going deep and talk about as Black people, right? Look, man, when you had to work from can't see in the morning until can't see at night, and if you expressed any pain during that time, then you could get beaten within an inch of your life, or they could take your kids or your wife or something like that. You had to keep a lot of pain bottled up. So it just feels good for, I think, a lot of people to say, man, it's okay for me to express that this actually hurt me, man. I mean, we ain't even been able to express that something hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, agree. And I will say this too, man. We right at the end of February, Black History Month. So even just this discussion is just very timely. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
All right, let's jump into the next joint. Jumping to number 8.
Okay.
Where should I begin? At the beginning, probably be a good start. Tell the people how you won my heart. It wasn't only your smile or the fact that you were sharper than a dart. You had a certain wit I was with. Our broad conversations made me near one split. After the third date, I could tell that you dug me. 2 hours late, and you ain't even unplugged me. Be 11, 60 days before you said that you love me. I could tell by the way that you kissed and you hugged me. We were smitten, both bitten, no hidden. Think about it, baby. You wondering if I love you, and pondering if I care. And if I say I do, then why ain't I always there? Cause I'm a working man, I don't leave till the job's done. But understand, you're always my number one. And you can tell by the face of my look, the song's about more than a hook. Think about it, baby. Testing 1, 2, is this thing on? How many people out there really know Sean? I can only name one, and I sleep with her every night. September 9th, the night you became my wife. It ain't been easy, struggle to remain tight. You know what I say, if it ain't rough, it ain't right. You challenge me in ways I never thought I was taught a man could ever be caught. You balance me. Our relationship seasoned with salt and could never be bought. Remember the first time I laid eyes on the dame? You thought I was funny and got a kick out of my name. A chemistry I found hard to explain. Post our first date, I would never be the same. You wondering if I love you, and pondering if I care. And even I say I do, then why ain't I always there? Cause I'm a working man, I don't leave till the job done. But understand, you're always my number one. And you can tell by the face of my look, the song's about more than a hook. Think about it, baby. Look in my eyes, you can see it, baby, see it, baby. Straight to my heart, you can see it, baby, see it, baby. Ain't no one else, you my only lady, only lady. Don't talk about it, got to be it, baby, be it, baby. Step out on faith, don't you be afraid, be afraid. Yeah, in and out, there could be no maybes, be no maybes. Say to your heart, don't you free me or treat me shady. That two was part, made forever, lady. You my baby, risked it all. And the moral of the doing is no risk, no reward over major and minor chords. Sometimes suspended, our relationship mended. Through it all we grew a kinship, wars and friendships. Said I loved you cause I meant it to the death. I would defend it if someone tried to wrench it. With God is joined together, may no man ever end it. Get it, got it, send it. You wondering if I love you, and pondering if I care. And even I say I do, then why ain't I always there? Cause I'm a working man, I don't leave till the job done. But understand, you're always my number one. And you can tell by the face of my look, the song's about more than a hook. Think about it, baby. And you can tell by the baby, you can tell by the, and you can tell by the honey, you can tell by the, and you can tell by the face of my look. Hey, this song's about more than a hook. Think about it, baby. And you can tell by the baby, you can tell by the, and you can tell by the honey, you can tell by the, and you can tell by the face of my look. Hey, this song's about more than a hook. Think about it, baby.
Yeah. When I was laughing, man, I was like, "Oh, you throwing a little MJ in there? You doing you doing a little Mike?" But it's like heavy on the funk, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And so, bass and guitar are my favorite instruments. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I try to learn how to play the bass. I don't know for one,
Yeah.
but those are my two favorite instruments.
Okay.
So obviously the bass and the drums on that.
Yeah.
So it made me think of this album, man, and not many people know this album. So
Okay.
if you don't know it, it's okay, man. I'm gonna test your musical knowledge right here.
Pull it out.
I was digging in my records over here. I was digging.
Okay.
But are you familiar with this album? Are you familiar with this?
Now, hold on. Now, why am I thinking that that's Larry Blackmon from Cameo. But am I wrong about?
Yeah, nah, this is Don Blackman. This is
Okay.
Don Blackman. Here's the back cover.
No.
This album was recorded in 1982.
Okay. Okay.
This was recorded, it's Arista Records, and it was recorded in Midtown Manhattan. And
All right.
I know this even without looking at it because I was there and I'm on this album and I was 5 years old. This is my godmother right here. This is my godmother right here. But Don was a bad man. He played.
Okay.
This is the album. You gotta find this album. You gotta check this out. It's on YouTube. Matter of fact, most of the songs are on YouTube. But Don Blackman, Snoop sampled him.
Oh.
One of the Snoop joints that a lot of people know, or Dr. Dre rather, sampled it. But one of the Snoop joints came from Don Blackman. But the bass on that reminded me of this album, and I was like, let me pull out this album, and I had to repurchase the album because this is my original album. This is my original copy of it.
Yeah.
All beat up, years
man.
and crates and traveling around. But
it's weathered.
You can see the dedication to me on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bro. Oh man.
Yeah. So this is when when the album was released, he sent a copy to my mom's for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on one of the tracks on this album at 5 years old, man.
Yeah. What did you do? Was you doing class? What was you doing?
Singing.
Yeah.
Singing. And there was a group of us. We literally spent the whole day in the studio.
Yeah,
it was
man.
like this huge auditorium type of studio, man.
Yeah.
And my godmother took us. She had to go record a couple songs. She's one of the vocalists on most of the album. And it was me and my god sister. My god sister was probably about 3. And then a couple other kids in there, and we were in there. And like when they were finishing up the record, they were like, "Okay, John." He was like, "Let's get the kids on the album. Let's get the kids." So on the joint, you hear us singing on. He got us all in the vocal booth. You know what I'm saying? And singing on. So it's crazy. But the bass is what reminded me of this album, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's something you gotta check out though. I know you're a music lover, so that album movie, man.
I definitely will, man. And you famous, man. I didn't even know. Rest
in peace, Don Blackman. It's funny because my dad sent me just recently too, like last year. My dad sent me the pay stub from getting paid because he on that album. Yeah, so he, the pay stub that came with the check for that album. My dad sent it to me, so I got it. It's in a Ziploc bag, preserved, and all that.
That's so great, man. That's so great. And see, this is also how we vibe on because check this out. On that Yo Baby song, are so many people, guys I grew up with, friends of mine, their wives. Also, one of my best friends at the time, his daughter was about 5 or 6 years, maybe 6 years old, and she's on that song. She's on there too, man. So it all works that way. Yeah, man. When you're trying to create that classic stuff, man, all that stuff, find a lot of similarities in the way we create it.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I can hear a lot on there. I can hear a lot of stuff on there. I can hear a lot of influences on there. But the funk, what I like too, man. How y'all kind of snuck it in there a little bit. But the church keys, I heard them church keys up on there, man.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And you know what I was trying to do with that song, man? So it was a love song to my wife, right? But I wanted to do it not in an ordinary way. I wanted to be like, what if the Transformers made a love song? And that was how I went into it instrumentally, but over really just, I love you lyrics. Yeah, and that's what that was about, man. And all that bass and stuff like that. That was it. Yeah, man. I mean, we are the sum of our experiences and our upbringing.
Yeah. No, that was I like it, man. I like it, man. Like, it made me think of a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely heard you shouting at your wife too. That's dope. That's dope. I heard you what you say, September, what was it, September 9th? Was it September
Yeah,
something?
the night,
Yeah, I
the
caught all of
yeah.
that. I caught all
You
that.
be listening, man. You be listening.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's jump into the next joint. That was, what number was that? That was,
Oh,
huh?
I think that was that 8?
That was Think About It. That was Think About It, right?
Yes, let's think about it for sure.
Yeah, that was number 8. All right, we jumping into number 9.
Yep.
All right.
Black History Month. Got to get into number 9.
We gon' jam on the road, we gon' have some fun. Come on, come on. Take it from the tip, yeah. 1, 2, 3, hit me.
Chuck Berry passed away the other day. What did the media have to say? The daddy of rock and roll died today? Nah, that's how you know that we've gone astray. So I've taken the documenting in 12. What shouldn't have been hidden from books on the shelf. That's why the grills need it, cause the hate's so deep-seated. They ain't one discuss it, let alone for you to read it. The televised revolution won't let you ignore our contribution. A step toward retribution. Singing from Hollywood to Houston, everybody, until the story is told by the lion. Everybody will think we lying. As long as the story's told by the hunter, we gon' always be on the come up. We built, we wrote, we sell, we float, we laugh, we joke. They quote what we spoke. Our culture deserves to be respected. Our history should never be neglected. Opioids have now become an epidemic. Nobody cared when the 54th was in it. It's all in the way that things get presented. Some people go to jail, some people go to the clinic. What about the fathers they diverted from their goals? Spend years in the pen, weeks in the hole. Don't know how you stand from the weight on your soul. Guilt-ridden from your head to your toes. Now it's your community, isn't it? How things change, like the rules to the game. One set for the target, one set for the gunner, one set for the lion, one set for the hunter. Till the story is told by the lion, everybody will think we lying. As long as the story's told by the hunter, we gon' always be on the come up. We built, we wrote, we sell, we float, we laugh, we joke. They quote what we spoke. Our culture deserves to be respected. Our history should never be neglected.
We coming in on the 3 to show 'em how to be free. Come on, come on. We drop it down on the 4 to give 'em a little more.
Press your way through, don't let them stop you. You descended from kings like Prince Abdul. They think they got you, to rise you got to. They said you just slaves, you tell them it's not true. Force their hands till they call you a man. It's Black History, back to Black History, the band. Until the story is told by the lion, everybody will think we lying. As long as the story's told by the hunter, we will always be on the come up. We built, we wrote, we sell, we float, we laugh, we joke. They quote what we spoke. Our culture deserves to be respected. Our history should never be neglected.
Come on, come on.
You know what I realized on that joint? What we haven't been doing, what I neglected to do, we haven't been telling everybody the names of each track as we go. And I just thought about that too, because I said this one is called
Yeah,
Black-
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But what I like, man, I like what you was kicking in that one. You know what I'm saying? It's all stuff that I have a lot of discussions about the things that you were kicking in that. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, with us both being former educators, man, I tell you, me teaching English for a very long time, my kids got a whole lot of Black history too.
That's right. That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? They got a whole lot of that too, man, because it's
That's
neat.
right.
necessary. And you know, I like what you're kicking, man. You know, it's funny how history is depicted depending on who's depicting it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that was the gist of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The irony of that. You know what I'm saying? So, so the line, you know, about the lion and all that, and the hunter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about perspective, man. It's all about the perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
You could go ahead, and that's what I got from it. But you tell us what you.
That's it, man. I mean, I had read a proverb, right? You know, African proverb a long time ago, and it just said, until the story is told by the lion, the hunter will always, be the victim. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But we know from watching, whatever, man, cartoons, there's Elmer Fudd's perspective, and there's Bugs Bunny too. You know what I mean? So I that's very, very important. And look, man, I think it's controversial, if I could be honest with you. I think that the lyrics in the song are controversial outside of our community, especially
That's what I
when
say. Perspective.
exactly.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Depends on the perspective.
Yeah, because it's not our community. Everybody like, yep. And because, there's you and I are men of a certain age, man, where we know people got locked up for very small amounts of stuff, you know what I mean? And their whole lives gone, their families' lives changed, everything, generational poverty,
It's still happening. It's not past tense.
Exactly. And you can't, and you have generational poverty, especially when you don't have two parent in the household and one is locked up, on these kinds of things. And then you have another family whose head of household may have done the exact same thing, and they never saw the inside of a jail. And as a matter of fact, that now now we have commercials that are saying these people need treatment.
It's crazy. Again, these are things that I have discussions with people about. But
Yeah.
man, I'll just say two words, and this is part of what you were going at. But for whoever didn't catch that, crack,
Right.
opioids,
That's right.
right? Is a very different way that those two
Mhm.
are, because it's not even past tense. Again, let's not even say past tense, are being handled.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm with you.
Right.
I'm with you all the way.
Gotta say nothing. Yep.
Yeah. Next.
Let's go. Next one is coming up is
Number 10. I
yeah.
can say.
I can say. Sure. I can say.
All right. Yep.
drifting already, yo, I miss her. I often think of yesterday, at one time used to diss her. Now there's this void, things once enjoyed have since passed. I know thinking rational terms when before I was crass. Created a universe, a kingdom which we both rule. She's my depressant and an essence when I need to break fool. To know her is to love her, rap to her for conversation. 10 weeks of total bliss, it seems more like a vacation. I spoke of love before, but I lack comprehension. Know that this is real, cause I can say it without flinching. If nothing lasts forever, then may I keep reliving this moment. It almost sounds Shakespearean, don't it? If I never hold you again or call you my friend, I can say that I've been in love. If I never rub on your skin or kiss on your chin, I can say that I've been in love. It didn't work out before and it may not work out again, but I can say that I've been in love. I can say that I've been in love. I can say that I've been in love.
At the end of the day, I can say that I've been in love. Yeah, yeah. Say that I, say that I, say that I, say that I call you a friend every now and again. You know that I'm true to the end.
I can say that I've been in love.
Say that I've been.
I can say that I've been in love.
Say that I've been.
Man, so that's the shortest track on the album.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And it felt like the shortest. And honestly, I wanted to hear more. I wanted to hear more. That's why I looked at the time too. But I tell you, my arranger hat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Hat on. Man, that's dope. It's a dope vibe. It's a dope vibe. What I thought was about to happen is toward the end of like that last minute or so, I thought the drummer was gonna go double time on the hi-hats. Everything else the same, but you know what I mean? Double time on the hi-hats and then throw some rims in it. That's what I thought was about to happen. So I was waiting for it to happen, like I was bopping like this, and I was waiting to double time it. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice vibe, man. That's a nice vibe. Yeah, I like that joint. And all right, so I'm gonna tell you, listening to that, I'm like, I'm thinking of all the things I could do with that.
Okay.
I'm ready to sample that right now. I'm ready to load that up. You know, chop that up and see what I come up with right now. You know,
For sure.
so
For sure.
that's kind of what that made me think of. That's where my mind was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a nice vibe, though, man. That's a nice vibe. I'm gonna talk to you about that. I'm gonna come back to that one.
Okay.
We got two more joints.
This one is
It feels like home.
feels like home. Okay. Now I do want to say this about it, I hope I'm not
About that joint.
about it feels like home.
Oh, but hold up. I ain't even let you say anything about I Can Say.
No, because you said you're gonna come back to it. So I mean,
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So look,
But not for me. I wanted to tell you something about that, but I want to get your thought process on that though.
Oh, okay. Well, look, it's I think, thank you for the love on that for sure. What I think is important about that song is that a 17-year-old boy wrote that. You know what I'm saying? I was 17 years old, 16, 17 years old when I started writing that song. I was probably 28 or 27 when I finished it, but I started writing that song then. So two parents whose kids are pursuing a craft and stuff like that at a young age, get behind them, because you never know what that stuff is going to be 30 years later, right? So I'll say that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting, man. That's interesting. I would not have assumed that. That wouldn't have been my assumption, but that's dope. That's dope, man. I like it. All right, so It Feels Like Home, you said you have something to say before I play that.
Yes. The only thing I want to say is that 11 is supposed to be sonically like the rounding up of the song. 12 is bonus, right? So when we listen to 12, let's just keep that in mind that 12 is bonus, but 11 is the rounding up of the conversation.
Okay. All right. Let's jump to it.
Now allow me to tell the tale of a young type who used to be afraid to rock the mic. It was me and Hollis Johnson back in 1989. He the DJ, I'm the rapper, those are times. And I couldn't have found a friend to help me write a better script. I was uptight, he was the type to never trip. Back to my stage fear. Remember the year we performed as a team at Felicia Dunn's party. Kids at her crib that wanted to move their bodies, but nobody was dancing at first. We rehearsed. For many moons in this room, it was time for the time we put in to come to fruition. I wasn't scared we would be ignored, and no. My real phobia is they would actually listen. Wanted to quit, but Hollis kept pressing. It taught me a valuable lesson. I used to be afraid to get on stage and get it on. Now I own the microphone and it feels like home. All over the world.
Always knew you could do it.
All over the world.
Always knew you.
The court of public opinion made me lose some dominion on how I felt about myself. Set the scene, I grew up dark-skinned and back then that was a strike. No matter what the comp looked like. Nah, I mean, so I developed a wardrobe that would explode. Simply because I needed an edge. If the color of my skin wouldn't get me in, surely chicks would dig my threads. I learned the truth when I went to Morgan State. Know what I'm saying? I was all it could take. Wasn't up for debate. Started giving myself affirmation every so often to refute the miseducation. I asked myself why your siblings wasn't there for you, but what could they do? Negro, they was dark skinned too. Youngest of 5, we strive to survive that time. Can't imagine what they've been through. There was a time I ain't like what I saw in the mirror. Now I pass one and tear up cause it feels like home. All over the world.
Always knew you could do it.
All over the world.
Always knew you.
Yep. You be hard-nosed if folks said you wouldn't make it. To disprove them, I push product like I was naked. If you ain't got clothes, it's gonna make you book shows and be so real that you couldn't fake it. As I forge ahead, everywhere that I tread brings me closer to a sensation. I owe a lot to the pen patience and the time I put in my parents' basement. As I close, in front of my friends and my foes, my sisters and my bros, triumphs and my woes, open and closed doors, yeses and my no's, ways I wanted to go in the path that I chose, seeking to understand the peaks and valleys of a man and how it all occurs in one lifespan. You never know where you go when you start writing. It's what makes the whole process so exciting. Anywhere I roam, I'ma shine like chrome, cause it's real, right? And it feels like home. All over the world.
Always knew you could do it.
All over the world.
Always knew you.
we're gonna do a little call and response. I'm gonna do the call, and y'all gonna respond. It feels like home. Y'all ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. In DC,
it feels like home.
And in Philly,
It feels like home.
the West Indies,
It feels like home. Feels like home. Feels like.
and on stage,
It feels like home.
a new phase
It feels like home.
when I'm praised.
It feels like home. Feels like home. Feels like.
In hip hop,
It feels like home.
in roots rock,
It feels like home.
on rooftops,
It feels like home. Feels like home. Feels like.
when I'm paid,
It feels like home.
when I'm brave,
It feels like home.
without rage.
It feels like home. Feels like home. Feels like home. Always knew you could do it. Always knew you could do it. Always knew you could do
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Had you not said it, I would have said the same thing that you said.
Mhm.
To start this, that's exactly what I said. It feels like that was the wrap up of the album.
Yeah.
Did you do this last?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like, all right, this is the finale. We wrapping up this project, and that's what it felt like. Nah, that was a nice vibe too, man. Now, you know, I know different people might say different things, man, but I tell you what I heard. I heard a little bit of Prince. I heard a little bit of Purple Rain, the guitar.
See, I didn't even think that, but when you said it, it made perfect sense from the Purple Rain album. That sound, yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I got some of that, and that was about like 4 minutes in or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got. And I'm a huge Prince fan. I'm a huge Purple Rain fan. You know that whole. My kids know that movie.
Yeah.
Now, they don't get to watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
Just to all the music scenes. Because they're not ready for the whole movie. So, but we jump to all the performances and they love it. They love it. Put the sound on and they love that movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what that guitar part took me to.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you want to say? What do you want to say to that?
Well, I'm glad that you got that because, you know, when I first got a guitar, man, 1985, it was because I had been walking around the house playing air guitar, you know, making guitar sounds with my mouth. And I asked my mother, could I get a guitar? She was like, boy, you don't want no guitar. Get out of here. I went to stay with my aunt for the weekend, which I did often. She came, her and my father came to pick me up on Sunday. And when they came to pick me up, they had a guitar and an amplifier, both from Sears. And, you know, Prince was my influence because I wanted to get a guitar to play like Prince because he was killing. He was everything. 85 Purple Rain was out, and just so when you hear that on the album, that's, you know, direct influence, man, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's what I got from it. You know what I'm saying? So that connection is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more joint. And it's the Black History remix.
It's the remix to it, man. You know, so I'm interested to juxtapose the two. See what we think.
All right, let's do it.
We gon' jam on the road, we gon' have some fun. Come on, come on. Take it from the tip and 1, 2, 3, hit it.
Chuck Berry passed away the other day. What did the media have to say? The daddy of rock and roll died today? Nah, that's how you know that we've gone astray. So I've taken the document in 12. What shouldn't have been hidden from books on the shelf. That's why the grills need it, cause the hate's so deep-seated. They ain't one discuss it, let alone for you to read it. The televised revolution won't let you ignore a contribution. A step toward retribution. Singing from Hollywood to Houston, everybody. Until the story is told by the lion, everybody gon' think we lying. As long as the story's told by the hunter, we gon' always be on the come up. We built, we broke, we sell, we float, we laugh, we joke. They quote what we spoke. Our culture deserves to be respected. Our history should never be neglected. Opioids have now become an epidemic. Nobody cared when the 54th was in it. It's all in the way that things get presented. Some people go to jail, some people go to the clinic. What about the fathers they diverted from their goals? Spend years in the pen, weeks in the home. Don't know how you stand from the weight on your soul. Killed it from your head to your toes. Now it's your community, isn't it? How things change, like the rules of the game. One set for the target, one set for the gunner, one set for the lion, one set for the hunter. Till the story is told by the lion, everybody will think we lying. As long as the story's told by the hunter, we gon' always be on the come up. We go, we sell, we float, we laugh, we joke. They quote what we spoke. Our culture deserves to be respected. Our history should never be neglected.
We coming in on the 3 to show them how to be free. Come on, come on. We drop it down on the 4 to give them a little more.
Press your way through, don't let them stop you. You descended from kings like Prince Abdul. They think they got you, to rise you got to. They said you just slaves, you tell them it's not true. Force their hand till they call you a man. These black history facts from black history to band. Told by the lion, everybody gon' think we lying. As long as the story's told by the hunter, we gon' always be on the come up. We dope, we sell, we float, we laugh, we joke. They quote what we spoke. Our culture deserves to be respected. Our history should never be neglected. Come on.
All right, all right. I will have to listen to. I will have to listen to both of them again, man. I think I might like the remix. I'm, and why do we do this? Why do Black Flag? Why do we do this, man? Why can't we just like both? Why does everything have to be comparative? Because you heard me going there, right?
Yeah, it has to. Yeah, I know. You don't mean to, but yeah. I did the same thing. I was like, ooh, I had to settle on. I had to be able to go on with my day and survive. I had to settle on they're different, John. They're just different.
But you know what though? One of the things, one version is gonna resonate more with some people. Other version will resonate more with other people. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't have to pick one. You know what I mean? Some people are just like more one over the other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna compare. I'm not even gonna do it. So what was any differences when you were doing a remix to it? I mean, the lyrics are the same, but then just musically things are different.
Yes. The only thing is that in my mind, I had envisioned it knocking really hard. And when we did the first version, the original version that you heard, I was like, man, can I make it knock harder? And so the second version is just trying to make it knock harder. And I felt like that's cool because I felt like that's what Teddy Riley did. He would come out with one version and then he would come out with another version, and now you choose. And great producers when we were coming up, they always did that. So I tried my hand at it. I don't know. I think that they're different.
Mhm.
Would you say that they're different?
Oh yeah, because you get a different vibe, you get a different feel, you know what I'm saying, with
Yeah.
both of them. And even though, like I said, it's the same lyrics, but you get a different vibe from both of them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So,
yeah. So I feel like, a DJ has a choice. One, he might play for a totally different audience or at a totally different time in his set, and one he might play or she might play at another time. So I hope that I provided that option, and if I did, cool.
yeah, because definitely one has more of like a I don't know funk, maybe, I don't know, I have to listen to it again to really say, but then the second one really definitely has more of a hip hop vibe to it.
Right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying, for sure.
right,
Like I said, I would have to listen to the other one to see what vibe, but I just know they were different vibes. You know,
right,
and so
right.
yeah, before we even this was dope. This was dope. So, but before we even get to that, man, tell the people where can they find the album, because it's officially out, right?
Yeah, it's officially out. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So how do they
Okay.
buy the album, man? Tell them all the details again. Tell them the full name of the album, the band, all of that stuff, so they know how to find it.
Okay, so the full name of the album is Or Does It Explode, with a question mark at the end, right? The name of the group is Black History. And you can find it, using the usual suspects, right? Like Amazon and even Spotify. But where I would love for you to find it, where it would make the most difference, is if you found it on our website, which is thebandblackhistory.com. And that way you can learn all about us. You can go down to the credit section of the website, and you can look at all the musicians that played on it. And when you hear your favorite parts, you'll know who that was. And when you purchase it from the website, it goes the furthest with us. Right now, we're running a promotion, man. We also have merch on the website, right? T-shirts.
That was my next question.
Yeah. When you buy a T-shirt right now, you get a CD album for free. So, jump on that promotion, man. Really, and support Black history on the strength.
Yeah. So tell them again the website.
Thebandblackhistory.com.
All right. We want to make sure repetition. You know what I'm saying? You got to say,
That's
really,
right.
got to say it the third time. You got to say it again.
That's
too,
right. You know what? They can find this at thebandblackhistory.com.
Okay. Now, how do they find you on social media, Sean?
Oh yeah, for sure. So on Instagram, at the band BH. I need to redo our Facebook presence and our Facebook page. So we do have a Facebook page, but right now, if you go to Instagram, that'll supplement pretty much anything social media wise that you'll need for the time being.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. I'm not even connected with you on IG. I know, we're connected on Facebook, but I don't think I'm following y'all. So, for your folks that are going to be watching this and don't know me and not familiar with me, y'all can find me I'm DJ_Big Dez, BIGDES on IG. You can find me there and link that way. And for all of my people that'll be watching this that are new to Sean, again, say yours one more time.
Thebandblackhistory.com.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, this has been dope, Sean. This has been a dope experience. Everybody, I hope y'all enjoy this. Listening to the project, man. It's a solid project, man. I could tell y'all spent a lot of time, put a lot of effort, you know what I mean, into the music, creating it, but even into just recording it too, man. I can hear all of that. You know what I mean? So it's a solid project, man. It's a solid project.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. And look, man, for what it's worth, what we did here today is more like what we grew up doing, right? Was when somebody came out with an album, we set aside time to listen to it. When a movie comes out, you don't expect to be running around, running errands, cooking, doing all this stuff while the movie's playing. You sit down and you watch the movie because you want to get the gist of what the artist is saying, the director is trying to portray, and the actors are presenting. And so I thank you for being a part of this experience, man. People need to know that two things. One, they need to know that you a dope dude and that you have been doing this for so long. You had an internet radio show, performing live, all kinds of things like that. And they can't get a better guy. They can't get a better guy. No, they can't get a better guy. And then the other thing that they need to know from us vibing like this is what I said in the song is that when people get older, man, they don't stop liking music. They stop finding music to like. And what we're doing here with Or Does It Explode is giving adult contemporary hip hop listeners something to like.
Dope. Well said, man. Well said. I appreciate it, man. You know, there's always love, man. So this has been a dope vibe, man. And we'll catch everybody soon. All right.
Peace.
Salute.